Okay everyone, welcome back to The Long Dark. Firstly, apologies that I'm talking quite quietly. I don't want to wake my daughter up. Anyone who has a toddler will know how bad that would be. But anyway, welcome back to The Long Dark. We're picking up where I left off with my two Let's Walk With Me videos. The new update, Buried Echoes, has been released. It literally released yesterday as I'm filming this. So this is going to be a completely blind run into the new region. And we're going to have a look and see what we find, what's out there that's going to try and kill us, and how quickly I manage to, hopefully survive, but we'll see what happens. There are some other changes as well that I'm going to need to be a little bit aware of. But we're in good shape to move on pretty much straight away from where we left off here in Transfer Pass. I've slept through the night, so it's quite early in the morning. It's not fully light yet. I'm going to pick that up. I think we're going to be a little bit encumbered, but I'm not too worried about that. Oh no, we're not. The water did the job. So we're okay on cattail stalks and things like that. So there are a few things we need to think about with food now that might affect us a little bit more than previously. But I'm not quite sure actually where to look. We've got to think about there's a risk of scurvy now, which is a new thing. So we need to be aware of that. How much firewood have I got? I just want to check what I've got before I get going. Oh yeah, we're okay. I think we're in good shape. I don't think I dropped anything particularly when I came in here, so I think we're in good shape. I'm not too bothered about that. Okay. And we've got plenty of ammunition. Okay, so let's head off and try and find this new region then. So this, again, is totally blind. I have not done anything at all. I haven't switched this on since the new thing hit, so I do just want to check. Oh, is this where I can check the... No? Okay. I know you need to think about scurvy. We'll talk about this as we go along. I know we need to think about that, so I don't know where to look though. Foods basically now appear to have a vitamin C content, and you have to make sure you eat enough of it, so... Okay, so I actually don't know where the region is, but I know there are rails in it, so I'm going to logically think it's going to be this way. Now, on the trailer, or in the dev diary, it mentioned you can access it by road. So I'm suspecting we may need to use the road rather than the rail line to access it, but I think it's going to be this way. So Forsaken Airfield is up there, for anyone who's not familiar. So I think we need to go this way. So I'm going to head up this little slope. As the trailer said you need to access it by road, I'm going to head to the road because I think that's probably where we're going to need to go. Bunny? So this is totally blind. So what we know is this region potentially is quite hazardous. There's a new poisoned wolf. It's an old mine, abandoned mine, so there's a lot of industrial poisons, poisoned gas, poisoned water, things like that around. Is this sign pointing us in the right direction? Mine site, that definitely seems to be the right way. So we've got all this new stuff knocking about that could cause us problems. And we've got the new poisoned wolves, which look like sort of very thin, emaciated. There we go, we're heading into the new region. Emaciated wolves, but apparently they can poison you if they bite you, so fighting those could be quite challenging. Zone of Contamination, so we're straight into it. It's pretty cold actually right now. It's probably because it's early morning. Right, okay, so again, this is completely blind. I have not been in the region, I've seen no maps, I've seen nothing, so I don't know. What I can see though is a wolf. And it is chasing a rabbit, so we're all good. So we won't go that way right now. I think initially, and obviously this is usually a bit of a dangerous tactic, we'll follow the rail line. So usually it's a bit of a dangerous tactic to follow the rails and the roads, because that's where the developers very kindly drop the nasty things. I also don't know if there's any other types of hazards in this region, like timber wolves or anything like that we need to think about, so we're going to be very careful here. Well, are we going to be careful? I'm going to try and be careful. I'm going to try and invoke my new playstyle of being reasonably cautious rather than just charging straight in like a loony. Although I am conscious that we're pretty cold. Well, I can see something green up ahead, so that's going to be some of that poisoned water that we need to be very careful of. So I think we're going to need to keep following the rails for the moment. I don't know if we're going to be able to get round. We also could do with doing some cartography.
Feels like an empty pit.
But not right now because it's too cold. We could do with finding some sort of shelter. Apparently this region is quite well built up. There's a lot of man-made structures in here, and there's an extensive mine network apparently that we need to find, but we're at hypothermia risk right now. So I think our first priority is just trying to find somewhere to shelter.
I'm freezing.
Or warm up. Oh, is this where we discover we can't get past these? Well, the rail line has sort of disappeared. Seems a little bit odd. Can we get around this way? So I wanted to try and avoid that poisoned water if I can. Let's get the high ground. So it gives us a chance to have a look around a little bit. Oh yes. You also have to excuse me, I'm recovering from a bit of a cold. Okay, so we can see something green. I don't know what kind of effect, we're going to have to be careful here. I don't think it's an instant effect, but can I get up here? Can we see? This gives us a bit of an idea. Okay, well there's the rail line. It looks like if we sort of... Oh, we're getting poisoned there. So it's like gas. So I think if we sort of hop around the edge, I certainly don't want to walk... Oh, we're getting poisoned here as well, actually. Oh. Okay, let's just sprint round. Yikes, that onset very quickly. Uh-oh. Did we spook that wolf? We did. Goodness for that, okay. Although, we didn't spook it very well. Oh, that's a poisoned wolf. I'm not going to... It did say that they behave differently, and that definitely did. We spooked it, but then it came at us, and then it didn't spook very easily. I'm not going to harvest it right now because I don't want to attract other predators. I am sort of heading into the unknown here, and I'm perhaps not keeping as sharp an eye on my hypothermia risk as I should be, but hopefully we're alright. Let's just keep following this way. I can see a flag, that's usually a good sign. I can see some buildings, but they are still some distance away. Okay, so we've got the new chemical poisoning affliction, and that seems to kick in pretty quickly. We're at 22% already. So walking through the middle of that definitely isn't going to do us any good if we got ourselves to that level just standing on the edge of it. So it looks like the chemical poisoning takes effect very, very quickly, so we're going to have to be very careful. My condition is dropping, which is going to be because of the hypothermia, so I'm going to do a bit of sprinting. Getting a little bit quicker. Flagman's Gap. Name section. Okay, so we've had our first encounter with the poisoned wolf, and it did behave a little bit different. But I did manage to take it down, so that's good. I'm wondering if the wind direction might have an effect with this poison gas, you know. Maybe, yeah, if the wind is blowing it towards us, we are potentially going to get contaminated more quickly. Which right now it is. Okay. So, this looks to be... Oh, okay, lots of buildings. We've got lots of buildings over here. And we've got big buildings over that side. quite an open area. I need to be watching my health. I'm going to grab these reishi mushrooms. Might as well. I'm also sort of thinking whether the chemical poisoning may affect us in different ways. If we harvest things which are close to chemical pits, they could poison us. I'm also curious about what would happen with the poisoned wolf carcasses, whether eating them would actually poison us. Well, there's a poisoned wolf, and he has clocked us. He's coming over. Well, the behaviour being different does make me think that it is going to maybe just attack, whereas a normal wolf would maybe track us. Let's see if we can get inside a building. Okay, that kind of building then, is it? Okay, so this is a building similar to what we're used to seeing. I'm not going to assume it's safe, by the way. I just don't want to go shooting at the floor inadvertently. Let's just do our normal gather everything up kind of job. Miner's jacket, that's supposed to be part of the protection system that we now have. There's some new clothing. Oh, okay, quite a bit of food in here. With this being a brand new region, obviously, well, a lot of things are ruined actually. Well, that certainly was. I mean, this is a near 300-day run, so whether the salvage is going to be weighted for that. Okay. Suppose one good start in here is that we're going to have, I would have thought, some water. Not a lot, but a little. We'll have it. Obviously this is going to leave us very encumbered, but not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so this is our first building area in the new region. So far, looks like the chemical poisoning stuff kicks in pretty quick. It's also not gone down very quickly. I don't know what it needs to go down. Obviously, temperature-wise, we know what the score is with that. I'm just going to pass time for an hour inside here. That'll sort out our hypothermia, and it has reduced our chemical poisoning risk, so that's okay. We'll drink some of this water just to get that. Okay, so first impressions, we've got a lot of buildings. A lot of them are pretty derelict. There is a bed in here, so we could conceivably use this as a safe house. It doesn't look like wolves and things can get in, so this is a reasonably good safe house. It's got a stove in the corner. We've got a bed. We have got access to other buildings. Obviously we knew there was a wolf outside. Presumably this is very much like Mountaineer's Hut and things like that, where wolves can get in if you leave the door open. I suspect these others are going to be very similar. So this is called Idle Camp, so that suggests that there's not going to be much here. It's a camp that's not really being used. I think the big building is that one over there. That's massive. That's where we want to go, but you can see the wolves patrolling over there. Okay, let's have a look inside this one. I'm going to go with these interiors being safe areas. Running shoes, don't need to worry too much about. Ooh, mining newsletter, okay. Uranium production, oh wonderful, so we're dealing with radiation, excellent. That one needs a pry bar, which I haven't got. Your can openers, we're already above that point. I am gathering up ruined food. I probably need to get rid of some of that. Excuse me. In fact, let's just do that. If I've got ruined food, there's no point carrying that right now. There's not much I can do about that. or food that's below consumption. I haven't got. I'm not. My feet aren't up to the point where I can eat ruined food. I'm almost there, but not quite. Spooky music, just what we want. Take that. Because I am encumbered, I'll leave the water. Decent amount of water. So this one's pretty similar to the other one. The only difference is it doesn't have a stove in it. It's got more beds, but it doesn't have a stove. So it's a bit less useful. Okay, I don't think, although I don't like to make those kind of assumptions, I don't think the wolves will stray over here until we venture outside this area. So hopefully we'll be able to. Now what's around the back of here? Oh, just a little extra platform. Okay, it's fine. Obviously I don't know what else is in here. There's probably bears and things like that, because this is the long dark and there usually is. Okay, let's get ourselves over to this other hut. This might actually just get us within range actually, so let's just be reasonably quick. This looks like a bit of a bigger hut. Certainly got a bigger door. Yeah, this one, well, this looks like a bit like a dining hall, a mess hall actually. Yeah, there's a kitchen in here. There's probably no beds, but we've got very little loot out here, to be fair. Let's see what's in here. We've got a can opener, which we don't need. We've got a potato. I will take that because we can cook that and that will unruin it. We've got a carrot. Oh, we've got a few carrots. Oh, excellent. Okay, cool. Oh, see, that's why I hide that away. Don't want to be wasting ammunition by doing silly things like that. Oh, a knife. Okay, useful, although I've already obviously got one.
This stuff will come in handy.
A 6 burner or a 6 space stove. So this camp certainly seems like not a bad place initially for a safe house. Although obviously we don't know where it is in relation to other things in the region. A skillet. We'll pop that on the stove. Put matches up there. We've got some flour. Well, that's hilarious that that's counted as a drawer. It's clearly not a drawer. Never mind. They're drawers. Okay, so not a huge amount of stuff in here, but nah, never mind. All salt. Useful. Okay, so idle camp. Oh, that's edible. Okay, we don't want to go outside with that because that'll instantly attract the wolves, but we can eat that. Okay, so reasonable start then. Have I got any charcoal? Don't think I have. I can probably get some from here. Yep, there we go. Oh yes, and of course now you can see the gloves that you're wearing. I'm wearing rabbit skin mitts, so you can see those. That's another update that's come out with this new update. I'm just trying to sort of think of all the things that have come out with this. Obviously we've got the new region and the items and things that go with it and the hazards that go with it. We've got the new wolves and things like that. We've got the new scurvy mechanic and the vitamin C. Now I actually don't know where to look what food items have got vitamin C in them. I'm wondering if it's things that have got that little symbol, because I've noticed that's appeared on a couple of things but not on everything. Okay, I'm going to eat that now because I don't want to attract. Oh, was it raw? Oh, what an idiot. Was that raw? Was I that stupid? I was that stupid. Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Okay. The antibiotic. Oh, that's what happens when you're not paying attention properly. It's been a while since I've done anything that stupid. Right, let's be very careful now then. That was award-winning stupidity, that was. There we are. Well, that looks like it's bang in the middle. So idle camp appears to be bang smack in the middle of the region. It's making me think this region itself isn't actually that big, if we're bang smack in the middle of it. Okay. Well, that was an award-winning stupid thing that I just did, wasn't it? I totally did not notice that that was raw. What an absolute moron. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to retreat into one of the huts that have got a bed in. Probably this one. Moving pretty slowly because I am pretty encumbered. I hope the wolves don't just run around the corner and jump me. That way. Okay, because I'm an idiot, we need to do how much more rest? Still 10 hours. We've taken the antibiotics, but we need to take 10 hours more rest. I can't believe I did that. What an apocalyptically stupid thing to do. Okay, well, let's eat a little bit more sort of non-raw food, just to give us a bit more. I want to keep ourselves in the green for everything else now. And I guess I could do with doing my sort of sleep now. So if I just do 5 hours, my condition should stabilise but shouldn't drop. Or if it drew, it might drop a little bit with food poisoning. It's certainly not going to go up. Let's put it that way. Yes, we need 5 more. Oh, we've now got insomnia. Oh, we've got glimmer fog. Have we got glimmer fog? Oh, we have got glimmer fog. Okay. That adds another dimension. So this region has glimmer fog. So we now have an insomnia risk. Although I've never really had an insomnia issue, if I'm being totally honest. Let's do another 5.
I am too tired to think straight.
Okay, food poisoning is healed. The only thing is I'm a little bit out of time now because it's now the middle of the night when I'd normally be going to sleep. We've got insomnia, but I've never really had too much of an issue with insomnia, to be honest. The glimmer fog has passed. So let's have a quick look what we've got then. So we picked up a new clothing item. So this is a miner's jacket. So this, I don't know if this is one of the real. I don't think this is the chemical protection jacket. There is, I believe, a chemical type jacket that you can use to protect yourself from the poison stuff. I don't think this is it. It doesn't look like it, to be honest, and the description doesn't really marry up. So that just looks like an ordinary miner's jacket. We've got gauntlets that we don't really need. We do need to keep an eye, I believe, on our footwear. The poison stuff can affect our footwear quite badly, so we can keep an eye on that. Food-wise, we've got quite a bit. We can do some cooking, I think. Parmesan for that. In fact, I don't think we've really got anything we can cook with. Very basic ones. We can do porridge. We can't even do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. So we can't even make a basic broth without parmesan, which we haven't got. Okay. So without hunting these parmesan, you're a bit stuck really with what you could do. The only thing you can realistically cook is porridge. So we're probably going to end up eating these carrots and things just as they are, rather than cooking with them. Okay, where was the bed? Obviously we want to get ourselves through. So if I... let's have a look at my food. So we want to go with stuff that's... So we're going to cook with those. So if I'm going to eat... We'll eat a carrot. There we go. Now we'll drink. We'll get through to the following morning. Ah, okay, we're fully rested, aren't we?
I need to find food.
Okay, so we're through to the following morning. Our condition's not all the way back to the top. We've still got insomnia, but that's not really caused us too much of a problem. We are 8 kilos over though, so we just need to try and ditch a bit of weight if we can. So if we get rid of the worst of the knives, we don't need those, we don't use those. I do need to reload my revolver because I've only got one shot left with my stupidity. Shooting it into the floor. I think I'll get rid of that potato and that one. So we're still 5 over. And that's going to slow us down a bit, but hopefully we can kind of mitigate a bit of that if we drink. So I don't really want to... Okay, let me just reload my revolver. I want to try and get across to the big buildings. Picking those up. Quite early in the morning, quite cold. Obviously we know we've got wolves that we've got to get past. We're moving pretty swiftly, we can sprint, so okay. I want to try and get to those big buildings, but I suspect they could be a bit hazardous to try and get into. We know we've got wolves. And we know we've got poison stuff. Tripping over things here. This is always the challenge when you have a new region. Of course you have to go into the unknown. We don't know really what's out here and what hazards we've got to try and negotiate and what we're going to come across. Well, that is that I would say is telltale potential moose territory. Potentially? Do you reckon? Oh, should I have waited here? Is this going to get worse, this snowstorm? Is that another building down there? Looks like it is. Oh, but that's a nasty little pool. In fact, yeah, that is almost like a lake. We don't want to go in there. I think if we fall in there, that's pretty much game over. Where we discover that, oh, that's the big pit, I think. That's got to be the big pit. The big open cast mining pit. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a drop. We're okay. Oh dear. I see more green. God, this is actually going to be really challenging. This is. To avoid the chemical stuff. I was kind of anticipating that getting into this big building might be quite challenging. And I think I'm going to be right. We've got some more... I can see a door into the back of there, so I kind of want to head to that, I think. Seems like a good aiming point. Can try and take the direct route. We'll see whether I regret that. I think I'm going to regret it.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Ugh. Okay, so we've got multiple buildings here. Okay, sorry about that, a bit of bad timing there. In many different ways, my partner came home just as I was coming up to this door, which is locked. I need a pry bar, which is an unexpected obstacle. We're now in hypothermia risk, but I'm not overly concerned. We've got other doors. Let's see if we can get into any of these. There's other buildings over there as well. This definitely looks like the major area. Oh, we can get in this one. Excellent. Oh, this is a proper indoor location as well. Okay. So this is a mining building then. We can see we've got a big drill. Well, I don't think this is a drill. This is a screw. Takes things up. Chemical poisoning risk healed. Hypothermia healed. So all good. Right. Didn't really see anything around here. There's plenty of wood if we need it. You'd like to think with this being mining, we'd get lots of coal, but I don't think that's probably going to happen. Because I don't think that's what they were mining. Keeping my gun out because I don't know if there's going to be anything potentially in here. Let's search the corpse. Nothing. A stone. Don't care about that. Oh, we can get around there. Okay, cool. Yeah, because some of the indoor locations are a lot... Oh, please tell me I've not just walked into a trap. Oh, thank goodness for that. Some of the locations, indoor locations in the Long Dark, do actually end up having wolves and things hiding in them, so it's worth just being aware of that. Acon 2, we don't need that. Oh, hacksaw. Okay, that might be useful. I'm going to leave it there because it's quite heavy, but we'll remember it's there. We'll come back to it. Okay, let's go upstairs and have a look. So we've got... It's like a conveyor. I don't know if we can... Oh, there's a little bit of a ramp there. I reckon we can probably get on that conveyor, you know. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Let's go up here. Ooh, get quite a long way up. Does it go over into the other building, perhaps? Okay, not much so far. Again, a relatively safe indoor location. Exploring all these indoor... Yeah, I'm going to put this away, because that's the second bullet I've wasted now. Oh, this is a conveyor. Okay. Let's just try and get ourselves a little bit of geography. Just trying to think where this is going to go. Oh, okay, cool. So we were in... So this is going back towards the building that we couldn't get in. head frame building. Get this out again because I don't know what we're going to find. It's a bit dark in here. Just going to light my storm lantern so I can see around a little bit. So if we want to get back, we can use that conveyor so we can get back. Okay, exposed electrical cables, so just need to be wary of auroras. Oh, that looks a bit like a lift, so that might actually activate an aurora. So that could actually be something like that would be potentially usable in Aurora, perhaps. Can't see a ladder there, but no way to get to it. Okay, let's go and explore downstairs then. Yeah, so this is the building that we couldn't get in. See cables on the floor, never quite sure which ones are going to end up live and which ones are not. Okay, let's have a look around this area first. So one thing we haven't found so far is a workbench. I assume we'll find one at some point. Concentrator. I have kind of lost a little bit of awareness of where we are, to be totally honest. I thought we were heading to the building. Ooh, ledge. Ledge? Can I get out on the ledge? Is that a rope climbing? So we can actually use that as a rope climb. That's going to be a rope climb, isn't it? Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that right now, because I have encumbered, so it won't let me anyway. Let's just stick our head outside. This is just to let me get a bit of an idea where we are. Okay, we've got some chemical stuff on the ground. Okay, we've come over from there, so we've actually ended up coming the opposite way to the way. No, we're around the back, aren't we? Yeah, we're around the back of that building that we couldn't get into. So I think if we go this way and maybe down that ramp, we'll probably find the door that we tried to get into and couldn't. Ooh, what we got here? Cautious little look around. Well, that looked like a workbench, but it's not. Oh, we need a foreman's key. Was it a pry bar? We needed a pry bar outside, didn't we? So we need a foreman's key to get in there. Oh, something flashed up then. Hang on. Oh no, it was me extinguishing my lamp. Oh dear. Okay, so keep an eye out for that key. This is going to be the door. I'm not going to leave it because I can't get back in again. I have to run around the outside. Okay, so we need to keep an eye out for the foreman's key. So there could be something interesting in there. Excuse me, I've still got the after effects of this cold. It seems to be a lot worse at night. I don't really know why. It's quite late at night now. Matches. Okay. I'll tell you what, let's go back up then. I'm going to go back over where we came from. We'll try going the other way. Okay, so we're back at the top of this area, so I'm not going to try and go the other way. It's down here. We're heading into the dark. It's a bit spooky. God, this is dark down here. Oh Jesus, I think we're heading into the mine. Oh, we've gone into the mine. So I was not intending to do. Ooh. Langston Mine. Okay, this strikes me as being potentially quite a dangerous place to be. I certainly didn't mean to come in here right now. Got some coal. I think this could potentially be quite a dangerous place to be, and I'm not sure we're quite ready to explore this. So I think I'm going to go back up, and we'll keep looking around the outdoor areas before we go looking down here, I think. Okay, so we're back out of the mine. So we've chickened out of the mine a little bit, because I just don't feel we're quite in a position to go and do that just yet. I think I'd rather settle myself into this region and be in a good position before we go exploring the mine. So let's try going to some of the other buildings. If we go back down here, we had another conveyor that lets us go in a different direction. So let's go and try that. So this, where was it? This conveyor here. We can use that as a ramp. Get up onto this conveyor. So this is going to take us to another building. Don't know exactly where. Let's find out. Okay, where are we then? Concentrator. Ooh, okay. Right, oh, here we are. I was trying to think, how the heck do we get off here? There we are. Okay, let's have a little look around. Oh, it's quite a big building. Oh, this actually backs into the mountain. So I reckon we're now in that big building. It's a really big kind of 3-story building we could see. Oh, whetstone, that's useful. Let's search absolutely everywhere. We'll come and do a proper strip down of these buildings when we've got our bearings a little bit. So we've got another. So I'm talking about these potentially, these cables and things going. I will grab that because I think we might need to do some footwear repair. Maybe not those. Can't get in that one. So, let's go up here. See what's at the top of this. Oh, blimey, this goes up a long way. We're definitely in that big 3-story building now. Absolutely, without a doubt. Well, they look like. Okay, looks like a little office over there. So we've kind of. Ooh, totally missed those rifle cartridges. Haven't got my rifle, but looks like a little office over there. But it's like, how do we get to it? Via that catwalk, by the looks of things. Okay. For now, let's just. I'm going to try going up. Let's just see what's further up. Have we reached the top? Almost, but not quite. Blimey, this just keeps going up and up and up and up. That looks like some sort of incline railway, perhaps. Blimey, this building's enormous. Wowzers, this building's massive. I'm getting pretty encumbered though, that's the only thing. I can imagine in an Aurora, this is probably potentially quite a dangerous place to be around. All sorts of things are going to go electrically live in auras. Yes, I suspect if we have auroras and glimmer fog, we're going to have to be very, very careful. Well, there's a flare down there, so that suggests I can go down there, but I don't particularly want to. Okay, so how can we get to that office? Because that seems to be a logical place to go and have a look. I think I'm going to wrap up this first exploration a little bit shortly. We're not going to go too much further, I think. I'm getting pretty encumbered, so it is really slowing me down. I can probably turn this off now, actually. I realise I'm wasting all my lantern fuel. This is a bit brighter in here than it was where we were before. I'm wasting all my lantern fuel, and I don't have a lot of it. There's a few little dark spots, but we've got plenty of flares. In fact, I might just light up a flare, actually, so I've got plenty of them. There we go. That'll give us a bit of an idea. So, I'm thinking if we go down to this level. See, this is where we came in, isn't it? It's like trying to think. The catwalk has actually collapsed, if you look. So there must be a way to that office. There has to be. But it may be a slightly different route. Yes, this is like an inclined railway, look. Not quite sure what its purpose is, where it goes. So it just goes up there. But generally how inclined railways work, but anyway. What's that? Is that a... Let's just break down this. I might lose my flare actually, let's break it down. That looks like something. Ah, decoration. Because I know we've got respirators and things in this region, so I was thinking that looked a little bit like one. Never mind. There must be a way up to that office that's up there. There has to be. We'll figure it out. Okay, we've got batteries. Car batteries we can get for lead. We've got vehicles. Won't bother entering it just now. We'll do that later. I think what I might just do... Oh, mountaineering rope. Potential for mountaineering then. Let's just leave the building then, and we'll just see if we can do a quick survey outside. Okay, I see where we've popped out. Well, please tell me that was just wind I could hear. I think it is. Let's just do a quick survey. There we go. So that pops that onto the map. Well, actually, I think this region is a bit bigger than perhaps I had thought. Okay. Oh god, there's a lot of hideous noises. It's quite often the case in the Long Dark anyway, but yeah. Okay, so yes, we are in that massive bit. It's huge, look at that. Absolutely enormous. Anything in... Excuse me. Anything interesting out here? I'm not a fan of all these noises. They sound a bit like animal growls.
take
Okay, we'll take that. Well, there's any fishing ability anywhere out here, but never mind. Okay, what we got over here? Oh, okay, fuse. Oh my giddy-aunt. Okay. So these are obviously sort of big electric shutter doors that we can't really do anything with. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap up my initial exploration of this region here. But so far, interesting. I think we've got some intriguing locations, and I think there's a lot of potential here for us to do a bit more exploring. But right now I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me for this very early look at the brand new region. A bit blind, no idea where we are, what we're doing, but I think that just adds to the entertainment factor and certainly the fear factor of the long dark. But thank you for joining me, and I shall see you again for a bit more exploring very, very soon.